Just going to be straight to the point here. Source energy is not sexual energy. It's often labeled as sexual energy. The fact is, the source energy seems to come from lower to higher. So because it first enters you through your spine, let's just assume the spine is you, it comes through the bottom of the spine. The first way that you can expend energy in your body is sexually, because that's where the sexual stuff is happening. So it's basically the first choice. It's when you go to a store, go to the grocery store trigger happy, and you're putting everything in your cart. You're just going for it. It's an option and you're taken. That's kind of what the sexual energy can do. It's the first option of the body. But it can rise up this elevator of your spine and be any option it wants for you. Kind of look at the chakras to have a general idea of what I'm talking about here. But it's not sexual energy. Sexual energy is just it's the easy, gimme now, feel good thing. And it's the first physiological choice as that energy rises vertically in your body, in your system. So there is source energy always coming in from the universe. Whether you have awareness of it or not, once you can feel it, it's much easier to understand this concept. But it's almost like, think about, for me, it's like an incense candle or whatever, like little incense sticks, and you see these cool like fumes. It's kind of like that's happening in my body, and it's not totally perfectly vertical, but it's kind of swims like this, and I can feel it go into different places, or it's just like a current kind of feel, like pulses of it though. So it's not sexual energy, but sex is a sexual energy. Creationary energy in the form of sex can reproduce another being, and it feels really good. And so it's a really powerful way to use that source energy that you're receiving. But if you have I don't want to use the word discipline, but if you opt not to use it for that, for whatever reason, you have a lot of other options. You have different store. Imagine going to a grocery store. There's aisle 1, it's got the produce. Aisle 2, you got good snacks. Aisle 3, sodas. They're all viable options. It's just which one do you want to use? It's just different stuff through the elevator, each floor you get to. But if you're always going to sexual floor 1 sexual, floor 1 sexual, you enter this 30-story building, floor 1 sexual. Along with that lower one is it's a basic security of survival on Earth. You have to reproduce to continue living on Earth, for your DNA to continue existing. So basic survival, root chakra stuff. I feel I have shelter, I have food, that kind of stuff it's tied to that. So a lot of times these go hand in hand. You live in this idea of you're insecure in all these base needs, and then you have a hypersexuality, because it's basically the same floor of the elevator, just different doors that you enter. So anyway, source energy is not sexual energy. Sexual energy is option number 1. It's the cheapest. It's the fastest. That's it.